Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti. You can find my information in the description box below. So it's been very interesting over the past couple of days. As I mentioned in the previous video, we had a power outage yesterday, which caused me not to be able to upload the full-length energy update that I worked very hard on. So yesterday, I'm trying to upload the energy update again when the power comes back on. And it's still not working. So at that point, I said, okay, Spirit, what do I need to know? Obviously, I need to make some adjustments. There's something that needs to change because this should be working. And I got a clear yes, make some adjustments. And I'm being led to do more daily videos to talk about this energy as it shifts on a daily basis, which is going on collectively, astrologically. So I'm feeling really led to do this, and I'm getting a lot of channeled messages as well. So I want to make sure that any information that's meant for the collective gets out right away. I don't want to sit on it and, until I do the full-length energy update. I'm also going to be covering the new moons, full moons, because we do have eclipse season starting. So I definitely am going to be making a lot more videos, creating a lot more content so that we can get the messages from Spirit, right? So I have been noticing the Ascension symptoms ramping up, a lot of them physical too. So people are getting migraines and just weird pains all over their body. I feel like this particular retrograde season is going to be very, very important for releasing a lot of old karmic patterns. Remember that energy is going to take the path of least resistance. So if we have repressed emotional issues, when these retrogrades really start to integrate into us and the energy really starts to be felt, which I think is going to be like more towards the end of the week, we are going to notice a lot more ascension symptoms. Things coming up, old memories, things that we've repressed for our safety, right? Remember that our body, we're multidimensional. So things happen to keep us alive, to help us survive, like repressing traumatic memories, like healing crises in our body. So pay attention to anything that's coming up within you, particularly around the heart chakra area, upper shoulders, upper back, and the solar plexus, because these are the areas that are corded, that we connect to other people with as far as our relationships. Astrologically today, we have warrior planet Mars moving into Pisces and Venus going retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is very curious. The energy is about asking questions, wanting to know details. It's not very emotional, but this could be important because it's so vital sometimes to make head over heart decisions, right? We're emotional beings, and that's great. We need to be emotional. We need to be sensitive. However, there is a time and place for that. We have to be able to do what's right for us because we know it's right. That doesn't necessarily mean that we feel like doing it. So with this Venus in Gemini, our relationships are under review. Anything that we love and value. Remember, we have relationships with everything, not just people. So we're asking ourselves these questions. Why do I value this? What am I getting out of this relationship? And with Mars being in very sensitive Pisces, we're being asked to be assertive when it comes to our emotional needs, living from our highest ideals, and dispelling illusions, confusion, and any type of manipulative, narcissistic behaviors that are going on between people. These things are being brought up, and this could create challenges, of course. Relationships are wonderful. They create a lot of opportunities for us to learn about ourselves. And with this Venus retrograde, this could bring back ex-lovers. Remember why you broke up in the first place. And I'm not saying that some people you're not able to forgive some people. I mean, there are situations, of course, where people split up for a while and they come back together after they've had some time for reflection. But generally speaking, when two people break up, that should be the end of that contract, unless there's lessons to learn or lessons to teach. So if you find yourself maybe beating yourself up for relationship dramas, issues that you've had, mistakes that you've made in relationships, just remember that, as I mentioned in my blog post, experience is the best teacher. And when we have these situations come up, these conflicts in relationships, it really lets us know what areas of ourselves that we are not in as much control of, areas where we need some healing. If people are able to push the buttons that are in us, remember these buttons are in us, they didn't put the buttons in there, then these are the triggers, the emotional soft spots that we need to examine and ask our spirit team for healing and guidance. Mars doesn't really like being in Pisces because, like I said, the energy is very assertive and it's about taking action. And Pisces energy can be wishy-washy, perhaps very dreamy. So this could be challenging for people that are not willing to face their own demons, their own skeletons, especially when it comes to your relating patterns. Childhood wounds could come up. So be gentle with yourself this week. Be kind to yourself and know that we are being presented with an opportunity now to really heal on so many levels, because then we can create the new from a place of strength and sovereignty. If we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to get what we always got. So self-love is going to be critical this week. Remember that it takes two to fight. This energy is great for spiritual and personal development work, working on yourself, because remember that you are the common denominator in all of your relationships. This was something that I had to realize, especially when it comes to achieving abundance and success. It's so important that you have the right people around you. This was something that I was not willing to look at, something that I wasn't willing to deal with, but I kept taking losses. And I've decided in 2020, I'm not taking no more fucking L's. You hear me? I'm not dealing with any L's. No more liars, no more losses, no more lames, no more lazy people. Those are my L's. So you figure out what your L's are. But we have to, as light warriors, as way showers, really stand in our truth right now and communicate clearly. When Venus goes retrograde, it's a time for reconsideration of relationships. And it doesn't matter who these people are to you. If you have negatively oriented souls around you, it's going to be hard for you to stay positive. And you can't help everyone. You can send them love and light, but the best thing for you to do is move away from that energy. Separate yourself from it, because it's going to wear you out, constantly trying to pick that person up, constantly letting them plug into your energy. And it happens on very subtle levels. So you've got to be paying attention. Sometimes when these energy vampires are plugging into you, they're very aware of what they're doing. Most people are not. Most people are not, awakened to the fact that, they are siphoning energy from other people or for the collective, because they're not taking the time to connect to spirit, to cultivate their own power. But some people are very aware that they are not standing in their own power. It's easier for them to plug into others because they can stay lazy. They can stay in victimhood and blame all of the outside situations for the reasons why they can't do what it is that they need to do. So awareness is key. I really hear Spirit telling me, for a lot of you, just move on. Don't explain yourself to people. Don't complain. Just move forward. Even if you are in a situation where you can't physically move away from somebody, you can do this energetically. And then eventually the physical part will take care of itself. So as a sovereign being, you make the decision that I am no longer going to allow myself to be a part of this connection because it's imbalanced. And if the other person is not taking responsibility for their energy, there's nothing you can do about it. And I feel like Pluto retrograde is really helping us to understand and realize this, that true transformation requires us to be very aware of our own power. Not try to change other people. What the power that we have to create the change in our world. All right? So I hope this video was helpful for you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will be posting a blog every day on my website covering the astrology, and I'll be pulling oracle cards, channeling the angel number and the spirit animal. So go ahead and check that out. But I hope that everything is going well for you. Please stay safe out there. Stay connected to spirit, and I'll talk to you again soon. Namaste.